Hello, my name is Roger Lear, and this session is one of the most exciting sessions that we will have in the Diversity Job Fair that's being brought to you virtually today. And today we have an honored guest in Christina Foreman, who is the Managing Director of Professional Continuing Education at Valencia College. And what makes this such a great day is she is going to go over their accelerated skills training programs and what that means for you, the job seeker, especially if you're in a position where you might want to retool, reskill yourself, and understand what else is out there. Hello, Christina. How are you today?
Hi, thanks for having me today. Doing well.
That's awesome. So, a job seeker that's coming in, you're going to give us a lot of detail about the accelerated training programs that you guys offer. But just in a nutshell, what is a juicy nugget that a job seeker should be really paying attention to, and what you guys are offering?
Sure. First, let me tell you, accelerated skills training is an arm of the college that we started about 7 years ago. And the reason why we developed these programs, we realized that there was an issue in industry that wasn't being met. We had skilled talent that was leaving at a very fast pace because of people retiring. Those baby boomers are leaving their industries and taking that institutional knowledge with them. And not enough young people knew about these careers. And there's some really hot jobs out there that people just don't realize are there and waiting for them. Central Florida is a huge market for manufacturing. So I'm going to share with you guys about our manufacturing programs. There's a ton of potential in our construction and healthcare areas, and we have some programs there as well. And then transportation, logistics, and IT are two areas that have come online the last couple of years and really has a lot of traction here in Central Florida, just because we're a great hub for transporting goods and services, and especially with the amount of stuff that's manufactured here. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about those just kind of hot career industries and the opportunities that exist. And then I want to talk to you about how you can get into some of our training programs without having to come out of pocket on cost. So I know that for people who are impacted by COVID, especially, cost would be, a barrier for them to be able to get into classes, and we've got some solutions to that. So
That is phenomenal. And job seekers, these programs, no cost, get training, understand what these things are. This session today is going to change some of your career directions for some of you guys out there. And listen up. Thank you so much for presenting today. I'm going to go away for a while, but it's all yours, Christine. Thank you.
thank you. All right, I'm going to share my screen with you folks so I can share a presentation I've prepared for you today. So again, we're going to talk to you about accelerated skills training. I mentioned that our accelerated skills training programs were designed by the college as another pathway. So some things that make these programs unique. First is they're hands-on. So for students who don't typically enjoy being in a classroom for 8 hours a day, or cramming at the books and listening to lectures, this is going to be a great experience for you because we do have some lecture components, especially around safety, and then we get right into our hands-on training. The other thing that makes this very unique is that we collaborate with industry. So our hiring partners who hire our graduates when they finish our programs, they speak into our programs when we're in the development stages. So that makes sure that they know what we're teaching in the classroom aligns with what they're looking for. And that gives our graduates a stronger opportunity when it comes to placement. The other thing to know about these programs is they're nationally recognized credentials embedded into each one of them. So our programs, not only are you going to get the skills and the training, but you're going to have the credentials to prove that you really know what you should know coming out of these programs. And that tells hiring partners in industry that you've achieved the skills needed to come in and do the work that they have available. Our programs are also fast-paced. So they're anywhere from 4 to 18 weeks long. And we'll talk about some time links in the next couple slides to follow. But they're really short, and that's designed to get you the skills you need and get you back out into the workforce so that you can support your families, enjoy all that Central Florida has to offer you as a resident here, and just give that quality of life to you. Our goal is for people who are unemployed to get you back to work, and for people who are underemployed and having to work multiple jobs so that you can take care of yourself and your family, that we can reduce some of that burden off of you and make it to where you're only having to work one job and getting paid what you deserve. One of the areas that we do training is advanced manufacturing. I mentioned that here in Central Florida, we have a ton of manufacturers. You probably don't see them because they're tucked away in some of our industry parks, but we have a ton of manufacturers here. It was actually the first of our accelerated skills training programs that we put into place. We received a TAC grant several years ago to help us with all the equipment and the machinery that was needed to run these programs. You can see that I have 4 programs here on the screen. Computer numerical control, you'll see that top photo in the middle. Those are people who program computers to be able to produce parts. So any kind of specialized part, whether it's for the medical industry, whether it's for the auto industry, it can produce any kind of pieces or parts and fabricate those things based on the codes that's programmed into them. On the left-hand side, you'll see a picture of one of our students working on an electronic board assembly class. Those are the people who make circuit boards that go into things like computers, but they also go into things like Apache helicopters. You'll hear us talk about our partnership with Lockheed Martin quite a bit when it comes to that program because they're our top hiring partner. They provide excellent benefits and excellent pay for our students, and they've hired the majority of our graduates. To the far right side of the screen, you'll see a picture of one of our mechatronics students. Actually, there's 3 of them there. Mechatronics is a combination of mechanical and electrical, along with pneumatics. So they work with PLCs, which is programmable logistic controllers. Those are the things that make our theme parks run effectively, moving our parts and components and things that we produce along the conveyor belts, making sure that our machinery is up and running. So if you think of like our Frito-Lay factory, if the machine goes down, they're losing money. So our students will go out and they'll be an industrial maintenance technician for companies like Frito-Lay or SeaWorld or any one of our manufacturers here, and they keep those parts and components running so that they're not losing the ability to produce whatever it is that they're producing. Welding's pretty self-explanatory. Most folks know what that is. We have a welding level 1 and a welding level 2 program so that students can get, the skills they need to get right out into the workforce, or they can develop those skills further so they can get higher paying jobs. You can see a couple of our hiring partners over here to the right side of the screen. We have a ton more. We'd be here all day if I talked to you through all of those. The next industry I'd like to talk to you guys about is our healthcare industry. So we have 2 programs in our continuing education suite. We have our clinical medical assisting program and our medical office specialist program. Those 2 programs are very flexible in the way they're delivered. So our clinical medical program is offered 2 nights a week and every other Saturday. Our medical office specialist program, they meet predominantly online, and then they have some face-to-face sessions on Saturdays throughout the program. But it's not every week. So that makes that more conducive to people who might be taking other classes, may have to work full-time during the day, or have family responsibilities. You can see some of the certifications there. Our certifications are through the National Health Careers Association, and you can see some of our hiring partners there. These programs here, you get multiple certifications, and you'll see that on our clinical medical, they get the administrative, and so does the medical office specialist, because there's some overlap in those jobs. But for the medical assisting, they go into the clinical side, whereas the medical office specialist goes into the billing and coding side of things and electronic health records. You can imagine how big of an industry this is right now, especially with all that's happened with COVID, with virtual doctor visits. Our hospitals and clinics have never been so busy. So there's plenty of opportunities within these programs. The construction area is another of our accelerated skills training program areas. You can see we have 5 programs here. Our apartment maintenance technician program, those are the people that have just all around general handyman skills. So people who have some plumbing, some electrical, some drywall, some tile experience. We call this our apartment maintenance technician program because that's the industry that came to us and said, hey, we need people. As you know, we have a lot of apartment communities here in Central Florida, and having technicians who can go in and do repairs and also get units available when someone moves out for the next family to move in. It's very important that they have people who can do that and do it in a timely manner. That's a great program for someone who could benefit from some rental assistance discounts. Most of our hiring partners, if you go to work for them, you also get some benefits for being a part of their organization. And most of them will pay anywhere from 20 to 40% in rent discounts. So that's really helpful if you don't already have your own home. Our carpentry program is known for their house building. You'll see our students building tiny houses. You'll see them learning how to string stairs, put in windows, sliding doors, all the things that our home builders are looking for. We have a ton of home builders here in Central Florida There's a big demand for skilled talent in this area just because of the growth of our population. It's a great place to live, so we need more houses for people that our carpenters can build, and we need more apartment maintenance technicians for our apartment communities. Our electrical power line technician program, this is a great program. It's one of our newest programs in the construction suite. This program is only 15 weeks long. All the other 4 are 10-week long programs. But this program is designed for those who are going to keep our power on. So we're known for our storms here in Central Florida. So it's a great place to get trained because we deal with hurricanes, bad weather. So people who get trained for electrical power line here in Florida and then go elsewhere, whether they stay here or they go somewhere up north, people love the training they receive here because it's just so varied from what they might experience if they went to school somewhere else. Our partnership with OUC has made that program possible. We do some training at our School of Public Safety, but also on OUC's property. And then we've had just a ton of success with our hiring partners in that area. And our students are making a pretty considerable income, considering that they've only went through a 15-week program with overtime. Some of our students made over 6 figures last year. So that's a pretty great program. It's hard. You have to be willing to have some physical endurance and work in the elements. But if you're willing to do that, it's a great program. Our heavy equipment operations program is often doesn't move around, and it's just because that's where we have the training space available. So we have simulators that the students practice on, and then they go out in the field and they work on the actual heavy equipment pieces, learning how to run bulldozers, excavators, skid steers. It's a program that's designed for our construction industry, but you can also do a lot of things in the area of utilities as well. So it couples really well with our electrical power line program. We also have a masonry program. So that's for laying block, laying brick, doing some foundation work. And again, all of those programs are 10 weeks long except for electrical power line, and that's a 15-week program. The certifications for these programs are offered through our National Center for Construction Education and Research. So again, nationally recognized credentials, keep them, work here at home, or go anywhere in the United States or even abroad, and these will be recognized. Some new programs we've recently brought online fall under Transportation Logistics and Information Technology. Our Information Technology IT Network Support Specialist program is a 14-week program. You can see the 4 certifications that are embedded in this program. It's a combination of all the theory you need to learn as well as the hands-on practical application. So our students do 4 hours of classroom instruction per day, 4 days a week, and then they also do 2 hours per day at home working through the simulation modules. That way they don't have to have as much structured classroom time. And then they also have an internship component with this program. That way you can show that you have some industry relevant experience on your resume before you go to work. The 4 certifications embedded there, those are the things that our hiring partner said they have to have before you could be a valuable member of their IT team. So that's the credentials that we built into that program. Our transportation logistics area, we have 2 programs there, Commercial Truck Driving and Distribution Operations Technician. The CDL program is our shortest of the accelerated skills training programs. It's only 4 weeks long. And in that program, if you are not the kind of person who wants to sit in the classroom, this is the one for you because you only have 2 days of lecture with this program. All of the rest, you're out on the driving pad, out on the road with our instructors, learning how to maneuver those machines safely, do all your walk around and your safety inspections. So 4 weeks, and we can have you on the road to a new career. Distribution operations, when you think about all of the goods that we see in our stores, you may not always think about how they get there. This is the program that trains individuals on how to process orders, how to track and manage inventory, how to make sure that it's distributed properly to the right organizations through the right shipping channels. So we prepare our students in this program to really run that distribution floor and make sure that goods are being transported where they need to go. For all of these programs, it's very simple to get in. So I've got the steps here, but I'm just going to talk you through them real quick. And hopefully through my conversation with you today, you'll go, okay, this is easy. I understand it. I know there's people there to support me. So the first thing would be to apply. There's no cost of this application. This is not the regular Valencia College application. Okay, this is an accelerated skills training application. And basically what it does is it gives us just the information that we need to be able to engage with you and know which program you're interested in, what funding you might qualify for, what your background looks like, so that we know if a program is an appropriate fit for you. So the website is valenciacollege.edu/AST-application. If you can't remember that and you just go out to Google and type Valencia College AST for accelerated skills training, it'll get you to the right place. Once you fill out that application, then you'll engage with one of our program recruiters, okay? They're not going to strong arm you. They're not going to try to, convince you to go into a program that you don't want to go into or to be pushy. They're going to simply act as someone who's on your behalf, helping you make the best educational decision. They're going to give you a program tour. They're going to share any information you have. Maybe you don't know which program you're most interested in. Maybe you have a couple that you'd like to learn more about. They're going to help you get connected with our program teams and just make sure that all your questions are answered and help you find the program that's going to get you on the right path to a new career. They're also going to then walk you through the funding process. So we have a significant amount of scholarship and training support dollars right now available. Due to COVID, we have funds through Osceola Cares and through Help Us Here, and those will support our Orange and Osceola students. There's some other funding for our surrounding counties, but we have other options, whether it be scholarships, payment plans. We do have some loan options for folks who want to take that route. But there's a lot of opportunity there, especially if you were impacted negatively through COVID. And what I mean by that is either you experienced job loss or you had a reduction in hours. So if either of those apply to you or apply to friends or family you might know, then these programs can help them, and there's training support dollars available. So you don't have to pay out of pocket for these programs. Once that's taken care of, the next thing is just finalizing the details, getting your acceptance letter to you, getting you all the information so you can get to class and have the information you need to start your new career. Some things that I did not share with you yet about our program. I'm going to go ahead and leave this slide up for a few minutes. So those of you who are taking notes, you can write down this hashtag. We'd love for you to connect with us through our social media channels. This is a great way for you to know what programs we have coming up. But a couple of things I want to share with you. First is that our program schedule is not like the traditional college schedule. So we don't do fall, spring, and summer semesters. We enroll students on a monthly basis. So some of our programs, as you know, are a little longer. So you might, if you wanted to be a mechatronics student, you would be able to take that program a couple times per year. But if you want to be a CDL student, that program runs every single month. And same for all of our other programs. So every month we have, a handful of programs that are launching. We offer them in different locations. So we might have our clinical medical program on the east side of Orlando for this class, but the next class is in Osceola. The following class will be on the west side of town here in Orlando and Orange County. The next one might be in Poinciana. So we try to make access easy for our students. So don't worry about start dates. Don't worry about locations, because once our recruiter knows some information about you, then they're going to say, okay, based on the information you've given me, I think this program is going to be the best time for you, the best dates, the best location. They'll help you work through all of those details. The other thing I'd like to share, especially for you moms and you grandmas out there, we know that at Thanksgiving, you guys often sit down at the table with your nieces, nephews, grandchildren, children, and you have conversations about their careers. First, these programs are not just for young people. We have students of all ages in our program. Our average age is our mid-30s for most of our students. But we know about that, what we call the grandma effect. So at Thanksgiving, you guys sit down, you ask the young people in your family what they're doing with their lives, where they're working, if they're going to school, and you always want that next better opportunity for them. So I want to just tell you guys that we have classes that are upcoming. We actually have a lot of classes that are going to be running at the Orange County Convention Center on November 30th. So someone who wants to get into training very soon, we've got classes starting at the end of the month. I want to let you know that those opportunities are things that whether you have a high school diploma or not, it may not be a barrier. If you have a blemish on your criminal record, it may not be a barrier. We just need to know where you're at in your education, where you're at in your goals, what they are, what barriers you might have, so we know which programs may or may not be a good fit for you. But for those young people, I especially mentioned to you guys and to the parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles that are out there listening, for our young people that are looking to go to college and do want to complete a degree, or maybe for someone who you stopped attending and you want to get back into college and you want to finish that degree. All of our programs articulate to college credit. So what that means is if you take our programs, for example, our medical assisting program, if you take that program, Valencia will award you 9 credit hours of free credit. You don't have to take any additional classes. You don't have to pay for those credits. You don't have to take any additional exams. We'll give you the information you need when you finish the program, and they articulate into free credits at the college. So that's 3 classes that you would be closer to getting that degree. My son took our welding program. He has nearly a year of college that those credits articulated over. So now he only has 1 more year to come back and finish his degree at Valencia. So for students who know that they're going to have to work and make a living while they're going to school, these are great programs because you can earn the credentials while you're taking these AST programs. You can go to work and either your employer will pay for you to go back to school, or you can pay for that like you traditionally would, but now you've already got some of those credits knocked out and out of the way. Okay, so whenever we talk about accelerated skills training, just know that this is just a different path. Some of our students decide that they want to take our programs, go to work, and they find the career they love, and they don't come back and take additional courses. But we've had quite a few students who come back and now use these credits towards a degree. So I always just want to make sure I share that information. But again, we have a ton of programs that are launching at the end of the month. We have more that will launch in January if the end of November is too soon for you. But we have a team of people that are here to help. We support with job placement when the program is over and connect you with our partners. So it's just a really great opportunity for anyone who's seeking something new, whether you're a career changer, or maybe this is going to be your first career, or maybe you just need to get some additional skills so that you can get that next promotion or that next level in a career that you're already working in. We're here to help, and we're really excited for those of you who are attending today. If you have additional questions, you can fill out that application. You can go to any of our social media channels, engage with us there. If you want to engage by email, our email address is astinfo@valenciacollege.edu.
Well, that is outstanding, and really appreciate your time today, man. This is unbelievable information, and job seekers, we'll have this video on demand as well, so you can go through it and look at all the different types of programs and in advanced manufacturing, in construction, in healthcare. Look at all the different angles that you can take your talents to, and hats off to Valencia College and Christina and and all the people there to bring this together. And I think one of the key points to it too is from a financial aspect, there's so many ways to make this happen, especially if you've been affected by COVID and lost hours, lost your job, whatever the case might be. The dollars amounts that are being pushed into these programs to get you reskilled are just amazing. So I really appreciate your time today. All the information will be below the video as well on her contact information, all the hashtags that you saw, their social, the information on the event at the Orange County Convention Center and things like that. Take advantage of this. It's an amazing time in Central Florida. Believe it or not, we have a lot of hospitality workers out of work. This is your opportunity to reskill yourself and take a look at these different areas that may be really cool. So thanks. Do you have anything else you want to add, Christina, before we say goodbye today?
I think that's about it. Just know that we're here and we're eager to engage with you and help you guys make your next move.
Well, thank you very much for being a guest today, and what a great message. And we look forward to talking to you again. And job seekers, we'll be having a lot more on-demand videos as well as live videos that'll be on our Facebook and YouTube channels. Stay tuned and keep educating yourself. We're going to get through this COVID thing and get people jobs and in careers they really can blossom in. So thanks again. Have a great day.